Hi students, welcome to lesson 11. Sorry about the confusion last week, it won't happen again today, okay? So it's lesson 11, simplify exponents, and there's only two parts to this lesson. It's going to be notes, and then you can have your worksheet, okay? So before we get started, go ahead and print out your worksheet. And again, there's two parts to it. The first page is just notes, and the second page is your actual worksheet. Please send me both so I know you took notes, and so you get full credit. Alright, so before we get started on our notes, I want to explain to you the two different types of exponents. Okay, there is A, which is just a number to the third power, again a number to the third power, and then the one with the parenthesis to the exponent, parenthesis to the exponent again. These two are very similar and also very different. Okay, always focus on the exponent. And whatever the number it has the exponent, that's what you do, okay? So for example, that's 5 to the third power. Keep in mind, it's not 5 times 3. If it's 5 times 3, it's not going to be called exponent. It's called multiplication, okay? 5 to the third power means 5 times 5 times 5. I'm not going to actually multiply it out. I'm just going to expand quickly and show you what that means, okay? Now this one's same thing as this one, except that there's a negative on front. Okay, that is not negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5. Negative is part of something bigger, okay, or something more. Alright, so you leave the negative alone, and then you do the same thing. Again, the third power is only on the 5. The negative could belong to something else, so you ignore that for a second and you 5 to the third means 5 times 5 times 5. Now, I would say around 80% of the public would think that this means negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5, which is incorrect. Alright? Alright, and then you multiply and you get your answer. Okay? Now this one is very different because there's a parenthesis, so you don't care what's inside the parenthesis. You just have to write the parenthesis 3 times. Like that. Okay? Happens to be 5 in there. Okay? This one, same thing. Focus on writing the parenthesis 3 times, and then again there's negative 5 in there. And then you multiply, and then you multiply. Even though they might have similar answers, this is actually very different from this one. Again, very similar because they're both exponents, but they actually mean something a bit different. Alright? Alright, let's go ahead and go to our notes. Alright, welcome to our notes. There are actually 10 problems on there. Okay, I can only write 6 because I can't fit all 10, so I'll do 6 and then 4. Again, go ahead and print out your notes, write out down the notes so I know you actually watched the video, which is super important for me, okay? Alright, so again, we're going to expand first, so to get full credit for today, you have to expand and then multiply. It only takes you a couple seconds to do that. So again, I'm going to expand that. That is not 5 times 10, it's called multiplication. This is exponent, so it's 10 times 10. 5 of them, okay, so 10 times 10, so again, I'm going to write 5 of them, and then go ahead and use your calculator if you want to. You don't actually have to multiply it out, just use your calculator, it's fine. Or an easier way, it just means when it's like that, it's just 1 with 5 zeros, because 5 power, 5 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's go on to number 2. 7 to the 1 power, again, it's not 7 times 1, it's 1 times 1, 7 of them. And then that's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. That's an easy one, it's just 1. Okay. Again, 3, again, there's no parenthesis. The negative could belong to something else that's bigger. Okay, that's part of an equation or something like that. So it's actually negative, and then you do, since the power is only to the 2, so the 2 will get 2 times 2 times 2, 4 of them. Okay, so 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I know it's going to be a negative answer for sure, it's only one negative. That should give me, let's see, a 4, 8, 16. Alright, number 4. Now this one again, very similar but very different. This one has a parenthesis, so you have to write 4 of them. I usually like to write down the parenthesis first, those 4 of them. And then there's negative 2 in there. Now this one's a bit trickier. You have to know if it's the answer is positive or negative. I usually just count by 2's. Well, I know there's 4 negative, so every 2 turns into a positive, so I know for sure it's a positive answer. Because again, every 2 negative turns into a positive when you multiply or divide. In this case, multiply. So that turns into a positive. Those 2 turn into positive. No more negative. That's just 16. Alright, number 5, again, there are 2 of them. There are 2 exponents, focus on one at a time. Again, this one is -2, but this is to the 5th power. Again, there's no parentheses, so it's just 2 times 2 times 2. And then this one gives me 3 times 3. Alright, so this one has 2 more steps. I know this is going to be a -32 times 9. And I believe that answer is a -288. Alright. Okay, number 6, again, there's a parenthesis, so again I have to write it 5 times. This one has -4. Again, you do not need to multiply it out. Just go ahead and use a calculator. Alright, then 4 times 4. Again, I know every 2 turns into a positive. Every 2 turns into a positive. There's 1 negative left. So I know my answer is negative. And it's a -1024. Again, use your calculator. You don't need to multiply that. Alright, let's move on to number 7. Alright, so here's number 7. Again, same thing, 3rd power. We don't care what's inside the parenthesis. Focus on writing the parenthesis 3 times. There's 1, 2, 3 of them, and it happens to be 5a. Now you go, wait, you can't write down, what do you do with the a's? Focus on the numbers first. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. And then you can't multiply the a, but you can write it as an exponent though. There's 1, 2, 3 of them. Oh, okay. If they were to multiply, it would be a to the 3rd power. Alright? Okay, number 9, same thing. Oh, let's go to number 8, sorry. 2nd power, write that twice. I know it's a big number, or there's a lot of numbers there. Rewrite this a little bit neater. Alright, so that's -12 dr, -12 dr. Again, focus on a number first. That's -12 times -12. That happens to be 144. And again, you can't multiply the letters, but you can write it as an exponent. There's 1, there's 2 of them, so d to the 2nd power. R and R gives you R to the 2nd power. Alright, let's move on to number 9. Again, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. -3 bxy, -3 bxy, -3 bxy. Alright? Again, focus on the numbers first. You can multiply a number, you can use a calculator. -3 times -3 times -3 is a -27. Again, there's 1, 2, 3, that'll be x to the 3rd power, and there's 3y, so it'll be y to the 3rd power. Again, you can't multiply that, you can leave it as an exponent. Okay, let's move on to number 10. This one has 5 of them. Now this one here, this negative doesn't belong inside a parenthesis, so that one again, it could belong to something else. Okay, so leave it alone. That's not part of the exponent. Okay, that's not part of the exponent, but the parenthesis is. And there's 5 of them. Alright, so that's 2xy, 2xy. That's again, you know it's going to be negative. Now focus on the numbers. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. There's 5 of them for x, 5 of them for y. Alright? Alright, that is it. It's actually pretty short today, and your assignment is also pretty short. There's 18 problems on there. Okay. Please expand to show your work, and then go ahead and multiply again. As you can see, it didn't take much work to do. Okay, so again, go ahead and expand. Make sure you watch the videos, make sure you take notes, and please send your assignment to me. And that's it. Alright? Thank you, and have a good day.